Okay.
We've got some time for questions.
Well,
you ready?
let's do it. We haven't got much time.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
This is Trish, who says, I think my husband is talking to another woman online, but he says he's not. How do I forgive him for something that he won't admit he's doing?
I think what you've got to do, first of all, is, jealousy is a terrible thing, and it may be that you've, in your mind, conceived a relationship that doesn't exist. So you've got to get some external evidence before you start going off on a tangent. The best way to drive a loved one away from you is to have continuous jealousy. So what do you have to do? There has to be a relationship of trust. Now, if your husband indeed is developing an online relationship with somebody else, that borders on adultery, and it's a bad thing, and needs to be dealt with. But before you get too much farther down the road, you don't have enough evidence to back up your allegations, I don't think. What else you have?
Okay, this is a viewer who says, my relationship with my daughter is damaged. My husband and I haven't spoken to our daughter in 3 years because she cut us off after I talked to her about something that concerned me. She and her husband allow their 3- and 4-year-old children to sleep in their bed, their marriage bed. They also allow them to take showers together. I don't think this is right. I think the kids are too old for this, and I think allowing the kids into their bed will have a negative effect on their marriage if they don't put a stop to it. What are your thoughts? Was I wrong sharing my concerns?
Well, your daughter should accept what you've got to say, but at the same time, it's her marriage, her deal, and her kids. And, if she thinks that's the way to bring up her children, it's really not any of your business. Yeah. So I think I'd cool off a little bit, see if but just reestablish your relationship with your daughter. She may be making a serious mistake, but she needs somebody beside you because, children get their backs up when mom and dad tell them how to live. Mm-hmm. It's just natural. I wish it weren't the case, but it is. They should be accepting the wise counsel of their parents, but they don't. So you need a impartial third party to counsel that.
Yeah.
But
a good rule of thumb is if they haven't asked, they probably aren't looking for your answer.
Well,
right?
Exactly. And I just think that, you don't need to have a rupture with your daughter because of the way she's raising her kids.
Okay, this is Ruth Pat, who says, a local church is having a women's retreat with the subjects being Reiki, reflexology, skincare, essential oils, and meditation. The woman that is speaking is a pastor at another church. What do you think about churches getting involved in this New Age stuff?
I think churches shouldn't. The New Age is take people away from the Lord. It's not biblical. And all these little things are not biblical, but it's a way of having, quote, reality, and it's a spiritual reality that isn't biblical. So what do? I think you should let your voice be heard. And if they won't listen, you can always go someplace else. The nice thing about America is there's so many churches, and find one that's compatible, where they teach the Bible, believe in the Bible, and don't put you in a role where you've got to go along with New Age fads. All right?
Okay, this is Candice, who says, what does the Bible say about hoarding? Does it have to do with greed or an evil spirit or darkness, or is hoarding just a mental illness? Can it be cured by the Holy Spirit by turning to God for help?
Well, I think you can turn to God for help. I do think some of this hoarding is a psychosis, and it needs to be dealt with. People begin to hoard, and they have all these possessions, and their life depends on this thing, and they need to get set free from this. They need psychological help. And so see if whoever's involved, you can't get somebody to help them, because it really is a serious thing. To be trapped by possessions so that you fill your house with junk, and it's just terrible. So a person's life needs to be free and uncluttered.